Welcome, everyone, to episode 153 of the Looks Like a Movie podcast. My name is Kevin. I'm here with Doug and Owen, and today we're talking about Wuthering Heights. But first, as always, we could talk about what we watched this past week, and we should probably start by mentioning that we didn't have an episode last week.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry to the listeners. For regular listeners who showed up last week expecting an episode that wasn't here. Apologies. We were going to talk about The Secret Agent. I don't know if that episode will get postponed to some point in the future or if we just won't cover it. But it'll be mentioned again when we talk about the Oscars over the next month. But yeah, we're back. We skipped a week. Sorry.
Yeah, so sorry. Listen, don't blame Kevin. It was both me and Owen who fucked up.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't gonna say that publicly, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
It was both me and Owen. I was like sick, so I was just like not gonna do it. And I was like, oh, it's fine, because I really did not feel well. And then Owen was busy, so then Kevin was like, hey, are you really too sick to do it? And I was like, I'm so sorry.
How sick are you?
I'm so sorry.
I was like, I need to do it with somebody, but then we just didn't do it at all. So sorry. Anyway, tell us what you watched this week, Doug.
This week I actually listen. I had like an 8 or 9 day gap from watching movies. I didn't watch a movie for like 8 or 9 days.
Wow,
which is crazy.
What were you doing?
Being
working,
sick.
You don't have to share.
Like being sick and going to work, and buying manga. I'm getting back into reading manga
because What are you reading?
I'm reading Dragon Ball. Have you heard of it? It's about Goku.
Yes, I'm familiar. I've been hearing a lot about Chainsaw Man recently. I feel like everybody around me is talking about Chainsaw Man recently.
Chainsaw Man's really big. That's really popular. Do you know what the most popular like anime is in the US, or like anime manga is in the US right now?
In the US, but specifically right now, not ever.
Right now, yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to guess. I don't think.
Like One Piece is always there. Like One Piece is really big, but right now it's Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh,
is like the biggest thing right now. Yeah.
Is there this is like a measurement? Like that's like what's being sold the most, or are you just saying that off?
No, it's like what's being sold the most. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
By vibes, I would not have thought it was. I guess it makes sense because like younger people in my life that I'm like in my family or whatever, and I am like, oh, like, are you into anime? Because like I know a little bit. They're like, yeah, I love JJK, and I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like,
I see.
Yeah, but I watched last week. I watched Underworld, because I watched all the Resident Evil movies, and I was like, Underworld is like a kind of a similar vibe of the outside. That was like same era. So I watched the first Underworld movie, the extended cut of the first Underworld movie.
How long is that?
It was like 140 minutes, I think.
Okay.
God, that's not very good. It's not very good. But also, like, I don't know. They used to have crazy actors just do bullshit in movies. Like, who's the guy? What's his name? He was the guy in Life.
Life?
Or Live.
Live.
The remake of the Kurosawa movie.
Oh,
wait, what? Are you talking about Bill Nye?
Yes, Bill Nye.
That's not
okay. You're talking about Living, not
Living.
Living.
Yeah. Sorry, thank you. Sorry.
I was like, what the fuck are you referencing right now?
No, so Bill Nye is in Underworld as like the king, as like emperor vampire. And I wanted to know, like, what the fuck, like movies used to be ridiculous. Yeah, I watched Underworld. I think that's like notable. I'm gonna bring that up. I don't know, man. I'm like off the wagon. I rewatched Romancing in Thin Air, which is a Kevin and Doug classic. Owen, you would love this movie, by the way.
Yeah, probably.
Is really good. I think it's like the most romantic movie of the 21st century. There's a scene where, and I'm not going to spoil the movie because there is like kind of like, it's not a twist, but it's a big revelation that happens that is best to just not know about when you watch it because it's fucking unbelievable. But like, there's a scene where a main character is watching a movie in a movie theater, and I think it's the most romantic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It destroys me. Both times I saw it.
Pretty great. We need to have another Doug Kevin date night. We need to watch a little romance again.
Yes. Of course. Yeah. But other than that, I've like fallen off. I fell off. But I'm gonna get back into it now that I feel better and it's warming up outside. I don't know, is it warming up near you guys?
Wait, can you explain the logic behind that? You're saying you're gonna start watching movies again more because it's nicer out?
Yeah, you feel better.
Okay. But wouldn't you want to be inside when it's cold watching movies? Okay. Never mind. Forget I asked. Owen, what have you been watching?
Okay. The Muppet Show's back, or at least
Oh, did you see that?
temporarily, and I've probably soon more. Yeah, they did like it's like a pilot. If you haven't like seen it or been online, they did like a one episode with Sabrina Carpenter, and it
And
did
Seth
really
Rogen,
well.
right?
Well, Seth Rogen's the like executive producer,
Okay.
showrunner, basically him and Evan Goldberg, I think. And he's like in it as like he's like Seth Rogen in the thing, but like it's not like he's not like a guest star. It's more of a Sabrina Carpenter thing. But it's really good. And I'm expecting them to pick it up like a full season just because of the like I don't like it had like a really high critic score and a lot of people watched it. So that was exciting. Really enjoyed
How
that.
do you feel about the Kermit voice? This
Yeah,
is
there's a
the
lot of
point of
discourse on
controversy.
Matt Vogel's Kermit voice. He's been Kermit for a bit now, and
But there haven't been he's been
but there
Kermit for a while, but there hasn't been like a big Muppet thing with
sure.
him in it. Yeah.
And I think I saw some stuff online, and I was kind of that was actually pretty smart, and I kind of agreed with it. We're like doing a Kermit kind of impression and playing Kermit are two very different things. And there's a lot of like physical acting, like comedic physical acting that goes into playing Kermit, that is far beyond the voice. And I think he does a really good job of playing the physicality of Kermit. And I think a part of why the voice is so jarring is what you said, that we haven't got a lot with it, where I even found like as the episode went on, you just get used to it. And if you had like a full season of him as Kermit, no, I don't think anyone would really care if as it like goes on. You're just gonna get used to it. It's not that big of a deal. I think it's just because you see it on like a clip and you're like, well, that's a little different.
Right.
And it's a
You're like,
little
oh, that's not
jarring.
Jim Henson, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And Jim had I mean, there's I think it's Steve Whitemeyer was Kermit after, who is just he's doing a similar kind of voice.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else, like all the other voices, like Miss Piggy, the person who's been doing Miss Piggy, has been doing it for a bit now, like in the 2011 movie and stuff like that. And so it just feels like the Muppets. It's not. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't. I does none of that bothers me at all. But Sabrina Carpenter I thought was great. She kind of fits in really well with the whole gang and stuff like that. And I think it's fun. I think there's a lot of talk about like SNL and stuff, and like that format not really working as well in like the TikTok generation, and the kind of like we have so much short form already that like doing short form on like a television thing is just kind of the way it works is just different now. But I think the Muppets are a bit different because like no one else has got their own Muppets. You can't just like no one's doing their Muppets on their phone at home, so you're not going to be really get that anywhere else. So I'm happy it's back, and I think Seth Rogen's doing a good job with that. So that's cool. And then I watched The Piano Teacher.
Oh, I didn't see you saw this. Really?
Which is my segue. Really, really good movie. I've been meaning to watch it for a while because Isabelle Huppert is one of my favorite actresses, and it was kind of like a blind spot in general, but just in terms of like watching a bunch of her movies and being a big fan of her, like this is like a super popular, at least in like film spaces, film for her. And I really, really liked it. I don't know. I watched this like a week ago or so. And I don't have too much to say on it specifically, but it's really fucking good.
No, yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
She's really good. I was interested like in the like the young actor, or like he was young in there in the movie, like his film. I didn't realize he was like the taster, like he was like the lead in the taste of things and stuff like that, which I didn't see, but like I wasn't familiar with his work outside of just knowing his visual.
Benoit Magimel.
Yeah,
his name,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's a good actor. He's also in Pacific Fiction. He's really good in that movie.
Yeah,
And the Piano Teacher.
He's good in The Piano Teacher as well. But yeah, I wasn't really familiar with him. I watched The Secret Agent, which we were going to do the episode on. Kind of like, I don't know. I'm still kind of sitting with it. I think Wagner Moore is incredible, obviously, but I've been really interested in him since like I saw Civil War, where I was like, this movie's bad, but this guy's really fucking like there's something like magnetic about this guy. He's so, I don't know, he's like super movie star to me. Like
you're
his
so
just
funny. You're like,
his
energy. He's really good. Like I saw him in Civil War, and I was like, who is this guy? And it's like, this is the guy. This guy's been famous for 20 years. Like,
yeah, no, but I mean, that was I don't think that maybe that he was in something else, but like that was the first
movie. In Narcos.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, I mean like something else I've seen. I know he's in. I knew he was in other things. I meant more like this is the first time I was really introduced to him, and he's just very captivating.
He is very movie star. I agree.
He just like kind of every scene he's in complete control of it.
Yeah.
So
I guess
there's
like
I don't know.
Yeah, it is like I think that like maybe his unwillingness to play out of type is probably why he isn't more famous in the
he
States.
was in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish as the wolf. I didn't know that.
He's the bad guy. Okay.
Yeah. So I did see that, but that's a little different.
That is a little different.
But yeah, I think he's incredible, and I thought the movie was good. But I'm still kind of figuring out my entire thoughts on that. I watched Battling Butler. This is a really good Buster Keaton movie. It's kind of I'm pretty sure it's an adaptation of a play, but it's really such a great, like, I think some of the Keaton films that I've seen, like I'm like, okay, this is like really fun, and like I'm following the kind of formal tricks and gags and stuff like that. But I was like really interested in like the narrative aspect of this film. Buster Keaton he really loves this girl, and this girl has like two, I think they're like older brothers, and they're like, this like guy's a fucking wimp. This guy's a loser, and he's like this really like kind of rich like millionaire. And they're like, this guy is like a weak loser. And there's a boxing champion with the same name as Buster Keaton's character. So they're like, his like butler is like, what do you mean he's a weak loser? He's like a boxing champion. So then Buster Keaton has to like pretend that he's like this like really amazing boxer to win this girl's affection, or like make sure that, or I'll have her brothers allow him to marry her. And it is this very funny, because like Buster Keaton is incredibly gifted athletically, and his other like it's like, but so he's going from the pretend to be, he can't do it, to then he do it, to like, I don't know, it's a very, but I don't know, narratively I thought it was kind of really compelling.
Did Buster direct this one?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, it's really sweet and like funny, but it was like, I don't know, in terms of, I don't know, I think it was a narrative more interesting than my other ones that I've seen. Not that the other ones haven't been, but specifically this one, I thought was, I guess because it was a play, I think that adds to it. Then I was just, Keep Your Right Up is a Godard like love letter to Jerry Lewis, basically. That's what it's kind of described as. Very funny like comedy movie that he did, that's honestly quite obscure. It's like a feature with like 2,000 logs. It's like very buried on his filmography, but I thought it was really great. Is a really good, I mean, it's Godard. And then I watched Wuthering Heights, and then I rewatched Marty Supreme.
That movie's so good.
with my
With your whole
family.
family, right?
Yeah,
How did they like it?
they liked it. My brother doesn't do well with like secondhand embarrassment,
Okay.
or like I don't know, he was struggling with like the anxiety of the movie a little bit.
Or the Uncut
But
Gems would murder him.
right,
Yeah.
right, right. But they seem to. I think they all liked it, but he was getting a little bit. Um, he had to walk out of the room a couple times.
Okay. Oh, you watch like living room like at home because it's on
Right.
digital. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
There was some buzz about that movie online, just about like the him bringing like showing his mom the piece of the Pyramid of Egypt, right?
Right.
There was some like very light like online talk about it. Not to comment on that at all, just to say that like every time I saw a still from that scene, I got butterflies in my stomach. So I'm like, bro, that scene, the movie's so good. Like that scene is so
Yeah.
incredible, and the
Yeah,
way that
yeah.
he plays that scene is so awesome. That movie's so
No, yeah.
good.
It's really great. It was good to see it again. I mean, it's such a watchable, like rewatchable movie. But yeah, that's my like 2 week summary a little bit, I guess.
Nice. Yeah, I similarly have not watched a ton over the past 2 weeks, but I'm trying when I can to squeeze stuff in. I watched 25th Hour finally, the
Oh
Spike
my
Lee
god.
movie. Um which yeah, it's like I don't know, it's interesting cuz Spike Lee doesn't often, or I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head, but I don't know how many movies he's made with white
I was gonna
protagonists.
say the white lead. Yeah.
So it's kind of fascinating to watch it through that lens. And then I've also often heard to it referred to as like the 9/11 movie, and in a lot of ways it definitely is. It's really kind of not the movie I expected it to be at all, which made for an interesting watch. I guess just like what I had heard about it prior to watching it made me think it was like a different type of movie than it is. But it's like, at times it's kind of like yeah, I don't know. It's just like really interesting. It's like it'll go from like hangout movie to like this like crazy like nightclub stuff, and there's just like really weird things going on, and all the characters are kind of like awful. It's yeah, I don't know. There's definitely like a lot of Spike Lee-isms involved, but it does just like stand out a lot material wise in his whole filmography. It's like a strange movie for Spike Lee to have directed, but it also makes complete sense that he directed it, if that makes sense. It's like both like weird that he made it, and nobody else could make it at the same time.
So
Um,
it's not striking you as like a major work immediately, though. Like something like how something like Malcolm X, right, where you like watch it and you're like
no, I don't.
immediately be like,
Yeah,
oh, like mate, obviously,
I don't think I could compare it to like Malcolm X or Do the Right Thing, but I could definitely see it like growing over time. I understand why the people who think it's like his best movie think that way. Like the there's stuff that obviously I could see why somebody would just be like totally wowed by it. Especially if you I just like banged my knee on my desk and my whole camera shook. Especially if you like read really deep. I don't know. I'd have to like I think I'd have to watch it more than once. There's a lot going on. Especially like with the 9/11 stuff, because it's not quite a 9/11 movie. Like it's not like 9/11 happens in the movie or anything. It's just like it exists right after 9/11, and so much of what is happening in the movie is just like hints at 9/11. Like it's like
Yeah.
you see like a construction site where they're like clearly rebuilding stuff, and like you see, and they like they make references to it, but it's not as explicit as I imagined it was going to be, which makes it interesting. It's just yeah, probably got to watch it
hmm
more than once. Speaking of movies that I have to watch more than once, I watched Killer of Sheep, Charles Burnett movie.
Right, right.
um wow, really good. Like really good. There are like some scenes in this movie. It's kind of like a neo-realist movie, and like there's some scenes that are just like crazy. I don't know. There's like one scene with the couple like dancing together, and I just like started crying during it, and I was like, this is really beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying because for those who are unaware, as if that's anybody, but like I was trying to watch some movies from black directors for Black History Month, and so like I'm doing my due diligence here and there because I only have so much movie watching time this month. But like watching a Charles Burnett movie, watching a Spike Lee movie, like just that the Killer Sheep especially just felt like a movie that I needed to watch immediately because I've been putting it off for so long. And in that same vein, I watched Love and Basketball, but I had already seen that. My girlfriend had not seen it, so I showed her Love and Basketball. That movie kind of fucking rocks. Like, I mean, for a long time, I've kind of advocated for it as like the best basketball movie. And I think that's still true, at least narrative movies. Obviously, Hoop Dreams is like a different thing, but
Right.
but I do just think like narratively, it's the best basketball movie. You were gonna say something, Doug?
Well, I was gonna say this is not about Black directors, but it is about basketball movies. There's the Slam Dunk movie,
Right. Yes.
the anime movie that
Yes.
everybody is just like, it's kind of like everybody just kind of called. It came out like 4 years ago, I think.
Yes,
Everybody's just like, oh, it's
I
a
meant to watch
masterpiece.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I meant to watch that, and I'm sure that maybe that would change my mind. I just think Love and Basketball, like, and I'm not even talking about it as a great basketball movie because of like the depictions of basketball, which are mostly just like fine in the movie, like they're not even that cinematic, but like it just gets into the weeds of basketball in a really interesting way. And I love that like the protagonist, like I love how like the two protagonists really, like one of them is just a woman aspiring to like achieve something as a basketball player, but the movie also exists like before the WNBA even existed. And so like the WNBA doesn't become a thing until the end of the movie. And it like the way that you see it, how she has to like navigate the world compared to the guy who just has a very clear path to the NBA is like, yeah, it's really good stuff. And like, I just don't think it exists in any other movie I've seen. So it's interesting. And it's also really romantic, but a lot of people kind of give it shit for that because they hate the main guy and they think that he's like a piece of shit. And in many ways he is, but also.
And you relate to that though.
No. I don't. No, he is a piece of shit. He does like some pretty bad things, but also I think people's interpretations of the movie like overlook some of the romantic plot of the movie. I think the movie is more romantic than people give it credit for. Like it still works even if he is a piece of shit, but some people aren't willing to admit that. I saw Crime 101 in theaters. This is like another new release this weekend that we're not covering. It's fine. I was like really excited for this. I thought it was going to be like a Den of Thieves type thing, or like even, you know, I would have even taken like The Accountant, you know what I mean? But it's not quite either
Big
of those
star-studded cast.
Yeah, crazy.
Everybody.
Crazy star-studded cast. It has everybody in it. And they're
like a really promising name, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. And it's also like a lot of people like the movie. Maybe I was just in a bad mood. I don't know. But I was like, this is kind of just pretty boring for most of the movie. And it's like, it's obviously like inspired by like Michael Mann movies and stuff like that. And it has like some of those highs, like there's like a car chase where I was like, oh, this is exciting. But then there's so much movie in it that I'm just like, this is so boring. And it's like focused on all the wrong things. Like it's not like focused on the parts of a heist thriller that like I want to watch a movie about. And a lot of like what makes, like a Michael Mann heist movie successful, for example, is that the characters are so good. And in this movie, the characters are so like fucking whatever, like they're not even characters. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not working for me. I'm glad so many people are having fun. I was just like, this is kind of boring. So that's Crime 101. And then I watched Wuthering Heights last night, which I stayed up very late to watch so we can talk about it. And Doug saw it. No, I saw it in Dolby.
Okay.
I saw it in Dolby at AMC Lincoln Square in a packed theater. The people in front of me were losing their fucking minds. They were like, they couldn't help themselves. It was like a group of 4 people, and the one guy who was like, it was like a guy and 3 girls, and the guy, like every time something would happen, he'd like whisper to the girl next to him, and then he would like stand up in his seat right in front of my face and like lean over to the girl all the way on the end and like start telling her the thing that he just told his friend next to him. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to watch the fucking movie. Like he's like showing her like his fucking Instagram story in the middle of Wuthering Heights. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? And they're
that's
like
the kind of people
fucking...
Emerald Fennell makes movies for.
Yeah, exactly. It is. No, because they were loving it. Like they were like gasping the whole movie. Like they wouldn't shut the fuck up. And I was like, oh my God, like you guys are so annoying. they made the people sitting in front of me, standing also at times, really made the movie worse for me. Like like they pissed me off a little bit. Anyway, where do we start? I guess Doug already mentioned where we should start, which is with Emerald Fennell, right?
Yeah, beautiful question.
So we've covered Saltburn on the podcast before, a movie that all three of us did not like.
Right.
We never covered Promising Young Woman because that came out before we had a podcast, but have either of you seen that movie?
No.
Okay. Oh, and you've seen it and you don't like it.
Nope.
Okay, and I don't either. So then we get to Wuthering Heights.
Did Linus shoot Promising Young Woman?
Hey,
it's the ugliest of the three. Maybe, but I don't remember.
I'll have to fact check that really quick, but I would think that he did. He did. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid.
Did he?
He didn't. He didn't.
Okay. Who did? Some random?
Some random.
It was, let's see, Benjamin Kraken. He did The Substance and Promising Young Woman.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
And he's also shooting Tom Ford's Cry to Heaven.
Oh,
so
okay.
I wish I knew that before I drafted that movie. Because that might matter a little bit.
No, I think he's capable.
No, I'm kidding. I think
obviously.
Obviously joking.
He seems fine.
But yeah, so Wuthering
the
Heights.
cinematographer's job is to fucking light the set. Okay, they're so. Listen.
Yeah.
That's what I kept thinking that watching Wuthering Heights. I was thinking about Linus and I was like, this isn't his fault. This isn't his fault.
No. Well, I actually, I mean, not to jump there, but I came away with this being more positive on. Not that I ever thought Linus was like a bad cinematographer, but I think this movie. I think he does a better job here than Saltburn to me. Saltburn I felt was, but I think there's other like kind of like aesthetic choices in Saltburn that kind of bother me more than, but that's just kind of a big topic thing.
Yeah, I think that I just have. I was kind of. I was talking to my girlfriend about this, where I was saying that I think that the Emerald Fennell's like aesthetic vision of the world, right? Like Emerald Fennell's world, I just think is so not my thing.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. I also just think her like vision as far as like a storyteller is just like lacking. Like,
so
I don't know.
Wuthering Heights.
Yes.
Begins.
It begins.
It does begin.
Yeah, it begins
with Charlie XCX.
With Charlie X. Well, it begins with it being with like screens black with like the company logo, like studio logos, right? And we hear like creaking and like a man kind of like grunting.
That is true. It is. There's some moaning going on.
And the idea is like, oh, this is like sexual sounds, right?
Yeah.
It's like two people are having sex or somebody's like masturbating, right? And then it's revealed that it's actually a man being hung.
Yes.
And it's like this. It's violent, right? But get this. Here's the Emerald Fennell twist. But it's also sexual.
Everybody's really turned on.
Okay, but also like to me, this is like the only. I don't no. This sounds like stupid, but like to me, it's like kind of the only place where like the movie had me for a second because I shouldn't say it like that, but like after watching the whole movie, right? Because. And again, I haven't read Wuthering Heights, so somebody could correct me.
It doesn't matter, but yeah,
it doesn't matter. Yes, that's like important, but also like for somebody who has read the book, I think that death plays like pretty significant role in the book, and it like starts this movie, and then it's not in the movie really, and I don't know. I just like. So I like, from my perspective, like I had already kind of accepted pretty immediately that like not having read the book was the best case scenario because the movie was just not going to be anywhere near the book. And so I was like, oh, I'll actually just like kind of have fun. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you
I
were
was like,
pretty
oh,
excited about this.
I would say I was more than excited even. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
except for last night. I will say I was really excited for like months leading up to this movie. And then last night we had, you know, like a 10:30 screening, and I had a nice Valentine's Day dinner. We were like hanging out, and then I was like, we have to get on the train and go watch a 10:30 screening of Wuthering Heights. And that was the only moment where I was like, am I actually as excited for this movie as I thought I was? Because I was sitting there and I was like, what if I just skip the podcast tomorrow? What if we just don't go see Wuthering Heights? Because I really
you were like preemptively being like, hey guys, you guys might have to do the pod without me. Like,
yeah. And then no, because this is the thing. It's like I was excited. Like I just wanted to like the movie. I don't want to like make it seem you know, this whole podcast is going to be a very negative podcast. What's that?
Was your girlfriend excited for it?
Nah, no, okay. Probably less excited than I was. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, I like this is only going to be a negative podcast, and I don't want people to think that we just like hate women. Not just that, but that all three of us kind of went into the movie like being like, it's
no, because you were super excited.
Like, I was, yeah, I wanted to like the movie, and that was my like, that was my.
I was like, oh, he might, like,
yeah. I really thought I literally was like ready to have to defend the movie for the whole time leading up to its release.
Some of the, I'm not gonna say I was excited for the movie, but it's like some of the early reactions kind of being like pretty positive. And then also Margot Robbie's fucking swag on the press tour leading up to the movie. I was like, it might win me over though, you know?
Margot Robbie's swag on the press
tour. Bro, she got on the craziest fits. Dude, she was like in interviews wearing the craziest shit. And I was like, bro, her swag is my.
I think I was just kind of ignoring press for this movie. I don't actually know that I like most big movies.
It was attacking me.
Like, stuff. I don't think I saw any press for this movie. I mean,
really?
Like, yeah, I don't think like usually I'll watch like their, you know, like their stupid like YouTube things, like whatever they do, like lie detector tests or like Hot Ones or whatever. Like I don't think I watched
they did
anything for this movie. I don't know, like were they doing stuff? They must have.
Yeah.
The movie's like a big movie.
Yeah.
But
they're doing stuff.
Yeah, I just haven't seen any of it. I don't know. It must have not came across my desk. But
must have not came across my desk.
But yeah, no, the point is I was like actually excited to watch the movie. And I think a lot of my disappointment stems from the fact that I was like that I thought I thought that she could actually like do something with this because it's not I knew it wasn't gonna be Wuthering Heights. So I was like, oh, if it is just like a movie for teenage girls and it's like hot and like romantic and like fun, then I like, you know, like I tend to like movies like that, you know what I mean? And I think most people in that audience, and especially the people in my fucking theater, like really had a good time watching it. So I don't know if there's just like a disconnect between that type of movie for audiences today as opposed to the ones that I historically liked in the past. But I just like don't think it was very hot. Don't think it was don't think it was very romantic, and like don't think it was really fun ever. And I have like a couple reasons for that, but that's just like my broad like I don't know. It's like it like didn't achieve what I wanted even out of that type of movie. Never mind like it being a Wuthering Heights adaptation. Just out of like a movie, like, you know, like a romance for teenage girls. Like I don't think it succeeds at all, really. But I'm not a teenage girl, so I don't know. Anyway, generally, what did you guys think? I
really, 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 really didn't like it. I gave it the lowest rating out of the three of you.
You did.
Is this rated lower than Saltburn? Or the same, I guess.
It might be rated lower. It's either it
is rated low. I checked. Doug gave it a 1.5, but I don't. It's like what is that?
Yeah, it's I don't. It's not. Listen,
it's like whatever.
It's not ironclad. Yeah. But I like really like the because that's why I kind of said the opening scene, right? Because that's how the movie opens, right? And it's making a statement, And to me, I was immediately like, I'm not gonna vibe with you, you know, because it immediately feels really tacky to me. And I read
Yeah.
a positive review before, not a positive review for the movie, but a movie that positively talks about the beginning of the movie with this, and then
Mhm.
also the Owen Cooper and I forget
Yeah.
the actress name, but the young Catherine, young
Yep.
Heathcliff part. And it's like this part really works. And I was like, fuck, I don't think it does, man. Because it feels so I guess I feel like Emerald Fennell, to me, or I should say, this movie to me is like really trying to be salacious, right? And really trying to deal with sex and as like this sex and desire kind of wrapped up into this one thing, and how it could be weaponized, and how it could be like both like violent and negative, and how it's kind of like the scandalous thing. And I think it's really flat, right? And I think this beginning of the movie is kind of like showing this flat, because in the review I read, it was like, oh, Emerald Fennel is kind of like making this connection to sex
Uh,
and death that like is kind of what Wuthering Heights, like the book, kind of does. And I was like, I don't think that the beginning of the movie is like, oh, sex and death are intertwined. I think it's like, oh, you're showing a guy getting hung in the town square with a boner, and then you're showing like a bunch of women really turned on by it. And it's like, that is lame as fuck, dude. That's not interesting. That's not compelling, you know? You're just like, what is something super edgy? Like, what's something like super edgy and like scandalous?
Yeah.
Right, to me. And I like, so like at and that's like literally the first 10 seconds of the movie, and I'm like, I don't, like, come
Yeah.
on, this isn't sexy. Like, I don't know.
To me, the height of that was like Promising Young Woman. Like that is like, to me, like Promising Young Woman was like the height of like her doing like that kind of like like what you're describing as like edgy and provocative, and then it's just carried over into like all three of her movies now. But Promising Young Woman is the one where it like feels the most like that, and then maybe now we're just like, maybe now I'm just like kind of used to it. But it is like, it's annoying to be used to it and then to sit in a theater full of people that are like eating that idea up while I'm like rolling my eyes in response to it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
annoying to like see
sure.
what you're describing and being, and like, and I'm like, oh, I'll literally like lean over to my girlfriend during the movie, and I'm like, this is so, like whatever, you know, any random scene in the movie that you could be referring to, and I'm just like, this is so stupid. And like we look around the theater, and like everybody around us is like cheering and like gasping and like oohing and awing, and I'm like, dude, this is like, it makes it so much worse that that is like how people feel about what they're being shown. I don't know.
I think the broad strokes of the narrative in this movie were fine, you know. Like the broad, like what literally happens in the movie, like, oh, you know, they're poor and their dad is really mean to them, and Catherine and Heathcliff are in love, but like they're kind of siblings, and like Heathcliff is poor, so they can't really be in love. And then Catherine goes
Mhm.
marry and marries the other person, and Heathcliff is on their way, and then Heathcliff comes back, and then
Yeah.
but then like their servant is like, has like this weird relationship to Catherine, where she feels like betrayed, or like not betrayed, like I don't, she just has like this weird tension with her, and like she kind of ends up being the seed that like ruins their life. And then Catherine, spoilers, Catherine dies at the end, and Heathcliff comes back, and they were never together, and it's sad. Like broad strokes, it's like it's fine. I think it's really dumb how it kind of unfolds in this movie to me.
Yeah. Um yeah, I'd agree. It's because it's also like Broad Strokes is, it's kind of just like a, that's just like the plot of a good period drama.
Right.
But then like the fine details are like, I think a bit of a problem.
I think
Maybe that just because of like what Emerald Fennell's interested in. I
Well,
don't know. Like,
it's
10,000 pound elephant in the room is the fucking production design in the movie.
yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Every location is like, what the hell am I looking at, dude? What are you making?
Yeah.
What are you showing me right now?
Well, Owen, what were you gonna say?
well, okay. I think the second that, because there's a Charlie XCX album tied to the movie,
Yes.
right? And the second that Charlie begins to like kind of blare in the speakers in the theater, you really feel like this is a big ass music video. And that's kind of the vibe of Emerald Fennel. We're talking about these big strokes and lack of fine detail. It really like drives home the like, we're just gonna have Charlie play and we're gonna like we're gonna hit the beats, and there's a part of the film where like it's a kind of montage
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up. Yeah.
of Heathcliff and Kathy just having sex in different places, and it's not very evocative of emotion or very sexy because we're really just bouncing between these things, and it's very montage music playing, and that's kind of the whole movie is very like it's just this music video, um, and it really fails and struggles because it kind of can't breathe and do anything outside of that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
When Heathcliff comes, this is such an all over the place conversation, but when Heathcliff,
right.
we're like podcast rusty.
He took a week off.
When Heathcliff
Load
comes back,
management.
uh, into the narrative, I never really felt the tension between him
No.
and Kathy at all. Not only did I never feel like, oh, they were like in love, but they have like this universal spellbounding, like Romeo and Juliet,
Right.
like love that defines fucking gravity, tethering them together. I never even believed that they were horny once he comes back, which is like the bulk of the movie is like happens
It's
after
like
he
them
comes
being
back.
horny. Yeah.
Yeah, like so like this montage of them also the montage I think is like disastrous, terrible montage because it's also to a Charlie XCX song where I'm like this is like we're talking this is like bad music video editing, like let
Right.
alone like bad anyways. That annoyed
Yeah.
me so bad.
I
But like
I
I never believed that like they were even horny during like the sex montage. And we're supposed to believe that like they're so in love and like Catherine is like they like physically need each other physically, right? And I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know. And also, I don't know how you guys feel about this. They're both objectively beautiful people. I think like, Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi maybe the most objectively beautiful, like conventionally attractive people in Hollywood. Like they're so beautiful. Jacob Elordi was gross in this to me. Like I thought Jacob Elordi was really hot when he had the beard, and then he leaves, and then he comes back, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they did to you or why you're talking like this, but you're grossing me out, dude. Um,
Okay, I never felt that. That's not what I was gonna comment. I thought you were leading to a different point of mine,
okay,
which
okay.
is that like I'm like, and obviously there's a lot of controversy surrounding Jacob Elordi's casting in the movie to begin with, but like I don't know if I like these are the two people that should be in the movie playing these characters. Like
No,
I just like I both love both of these actors and both of them are very attractive. And I don't even agree with Doug's point that Jacob Elordi was grossing me out. I thought he was hot the whole time, but
okay.
like but just genuinely, like I don't think that the movie should be about them. Like there's like no chemistry between them at all.
No,
Like I just
there's
like
no
didn't
chemistry
buy
at
it
all.
once.
And yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
it's
getting at. Where it's like I never
it's
believed
a
that they were in love,
yeah.
and like really or horny or needed each other. I was kind of I kind of understood it like before Heathcliff left, right? When their relationship was still like the setting was still kind of strange. But
Mhm.
even the second that it switches to them, the two of them from the young actors, the second that happened, I was like, oh man, Margot Robbie is terrible, just
Yeah.
terrible.
She's on
No,
a she's on a run.
Pathetic.
She's on a
it's
run.
bad.
Like I
Like
don't know why Margot Robbie is horrendous in this movie. I don't know what I don't
yeah, I don't
understand.
know what happened. It
Yeah,
is like
there's a scene early on where Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi are like on the cliffs talking, and it's quite I don't know the delivery and the way that it is. I mean, it's very comedic in a way that like I was like curious of the tone because it's very like over the top. But I feel like that scene is like the only scene where it really does that, and then the rest of the movie is kind of like a little different tone wise. But then I don't know. It's just all kind of over the place. Where like a scene by scene basis, I think the performances are very different, and like trying to convey a different tone where it just kind of feels a little muddy. Um, yeah, I wasn't crazy about either of them. Um,
I understand
yeah,
Kathy or like Catherine, the character in the movie is supposed to be immature, right? For
yeah,
her age. Like she's supposed to
yeah,
be immature for her age. She's supposed to be like poorly socialized, and like not very emotionally intelligent, right? I understand that, right? And Margot Robbie's trying to do that, but she does it so unconvincingly. And I think part
yeah.
of it might be because I was also like Margot Robbie's so beautiful, right? She doesn't look young though. Not here's the thing. I don't think looking young is equal to looking beautiful, right? Like Margot Robbie looks like she's in her like mid to late 30s, but and seeing Margot Robbie like the supermodel in her mid to late 30s, like being the most, it's just not very convincing. So maybe it might just be
Are
like a
you saying
miscast
because the
thing.
character is supposed to be like
I think it might be a
in her
miscast.
20s?
Yeah. Well, not only that, I think like Kathy could be in her 30s, right, and be similar to this, but there's not a youthfulness to Margot Robbie's performance to me. Like to me, I'm like, well, Margot
Okay.
Robbie is
I see what you're
obviously a
saying.
woman in her 30s that looks like she's in her 30s, that has the energy of somebody in her 30s trying to play younger. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. I see what you're getting at. I
Um,
thought maybe you were like digging yourself into a hole for a second, but
no, 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 no.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Not to say it's
Um,
like where it's like I think it might be we might be asking Margot Robbie to do something that not she's just not really capable of doing convincingly, which is tough. Regardless,
yeah.
terrible. I really do think it was like really, really. I think she's a good actor. Really bad work from her in this. Jacob Elordi, I think
Yeah.
was mostly fine though.
I guess. I just like I don't know. I mean, maybe it is like less his fault and more that just like the two of them don't have chemistry, but I also think that there's just a
Yeah,
lot of parts where I was like I don't really want this guy to be in the movie. And that's like not a
no.
thing I like saying because I want Jacob Elordi in every movie usually. Um but
It,
yeah, I just like I don't know. I don't think I buy either of their performances individually or together.
no, that's the big, and that's they need to be convincing together. That's the biggest thing,
Yeah.
right? You need to be watching the movie and thinking like, wow, they want to have sex so bad that the entire world cannot separate how
And
Mhm.
much they need each
that's
other.
Yeah.
like
And I
that's
don't,
like the
I'm not
tough
convinced they want to
thing.
have sex at all. Like,
Yeah, that's like the tough thing about it too is that like and that's something I said in my review that I think just is true is that like this movie existing is still like and overall like to me it makes sense because like I want movies like this and like this is like a like putting like big romances like in theaters and like knowing that you know 100 million teenagers are gonna like show up and watch it is like a good thing I think and like I miss when that was just the norm so like in that way I support it but I struggle to like understand their standards or like maybe my brain just works in a different way because I like all of like the magic that like makes those kinds of movies successful to me like that like it never has a moment here and yet people still kind of like swoon at all the moments so like I don't know if like the average teenager's brain is like looking for the same like things that I would be looking for when I was watching like a romance but I just think like when I think about my favorite romances you could like point to those movies and it's less about the story being successful or even like the characters being good and it could literally just be like these two actors have like a moment on screen together where you like feel a spark and it just like it's the difference between it being a bad movie and a good movie
mhm.
and that just exists in all of them you know like you go back and watch like I think about obviously like 10 Things I Hate About You my favorite romance like there's just like if that script was ass, like there are just so many scenes where Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles are like on screen together, and you're just like you just like believe it. You know what I mean? And that makes the movie good.
Mhm.
That like never happens here, but still the crowd loves it. So I'm just like, do you guys not look for that, or are you having that feeling when you're watching? Like that's what I struggle with because that
Yeah.
never struck me in the movie at all.
What I was thinking as my you use 10 things I hate about you. What I was thinking as my comparison point is my favorite like romance film when I was 14 years old was Romeo plus Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann one, right? Which
Right.
is another like
Great example.
classic
Yeah.
romance set out of time, like this one is.
Yes.
Uh with movie stars and that movie I think whether or not like a lot of the working Bazness of it works for you the chemistry from the two leads in that is
Terrific.
so magnetic where at the end of the movie when they both die you're like fuck they loved each other so much and it's crushing.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
a perfect example because that movie has like four of the type of scenes that I'm talking about, right? Like that scene with like the fish tank in that movie. I'm like,
Yes,
this is
yes.
like a moment like that never happens in this movie. But like people still like it. And I'm just like, that's what I struggle with because like that is like what makes any romance to me like stand the test of time is that like you think about those things and you're like, yeah, that just like makes the whole movie work. Like that in another movie that might not work,
Yeah.
right? Like in another movie, one good scene might not make the movie a good movie. In like a romance, one good romantic scene could like make you buy the chemistry for the whole movie, and then it's like immediately a great movie. Like that never happens here. I don't know. Like I
And
can't point to a scene like
I
that.
do think they try like
Yeah, I'm not saying they
multiple
don't.
times.
Yeah.
There are various scenes
Yeah.
in the rain and whatnot that they clearly try to have a type of moment like that, but they don't. They just fall flat.
Yeah,
It's very. They're trying like organically or unorganically trying to kind of cultivate those like very moments you're talking about, but none of them are really memorable in those same ways.
the
Yeah.
closest they got for me, I get, because I agree. I don't think they really got there. I think like them as adults, like Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie, like the chemistry was so bad that I never really bought them. The closest they got was when Heathcliff like caught Kathy masturbating, right? And Heathcliff was like, okay, well,
Agreed.
like it almost got there, but I think Margot Robbie, like she just did not sell it. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
so-
No, that I mean, I think
like,
that's the best scene in the movie. And still it's like
I
not
did
that
buy
good.
again. I feel bad for I don't remember the young Kathy actress,
No.
but Owen Cooper is
Oh.
the young Heathcliff and her
Charlotte Mellington.
Charlotte Mellington. I did kind of buy them. I think they were really cute together.
No, I think
I
Owen
agree.
Cooper's really good.
Yeah.
I think
Dude, Owen Cooper, like I believe in this kid like so much. Like he's awesome. Yeah, that stuff worked for me.
Like the
No,
scene
I do
where
think
he's
it-
hiding under the bed and he's touching her leg and she's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not gonna leave. I'm like, oh, like they really do care about each other.
It even almost translates into them when they're grown up. It doesn't because like the chemistry's not quite there, but like there are like moments in their performance where you could clearly like feel their younger selves in it, and I'm like, okay, this is like almost getting there because of that. Like because
But
because there
honestly-
are scenes where you're thinking about them when they're young.
Well, because it's like Kathy's so sick and she's looking out the window and she sees Owen Cooper. She sees young young Heathcliff, and I'm like, oh wow. And I was like, this is what I was like. I thought she was gonna make like a really interesting like decision at the end, or because she's covered up when she's dead, and he's gonna pull back. And I thought it was gonna be young Catherine that he sees dead, and I was like, that would have been powerful. And then no, it's not. But anyways,
interesting. That's interesting, kind of.
I was expecting that. I was like, oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like bracing for it, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shame. I would have liked that more too, but we do a lot of like like how do we make this movie better on the pod when we don't like a movie. But to talk a little bit more about just like I guess what exists in the movie that we got.
Well, I mean, the production design. I think we got to talk a little bit about the production design.
Yeah.
What is going on? Why was Wuthering Heights made like the place in the movie Wuthering Heights, Kathy's home and then Heathcliff's home?
Yeah.
Why was it made entirely out of like shower tiles?
Yeah.
I like some of like I understand that it's like trying to make like give this like sense of out of timeness where it's like it's not the real world, right? And it could take place anytime. But then the only decision was like weird, garish, opulent, contemporary, like bad, like rich, bad taste. So bizarre to me. Like, and the room made out of Margot Robbie's skin.
Yeah, I
which
didn't like
they,
that.
Right.
like, actually like I was informed they like actually took scans of her skin and then blew them up so it's like actually her skin.
Okay. Interesting.
I was
Okay,
thinking
yeah.
like that's so I was thinking like this production design, like the sets in the movie, the practical sets in the movie must have been so fucking expensive, like insanely expensive to shoot for like one weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It is, the more you think about it, I think it was ridiculous. It didn't really bother me too much when watching the film, but I don't know. I think the skin thing is quite ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't hate the rest of that location.
No, I didn't
didn't
find
like-
myself.
I didn't like that room, but I think like
Every
what's his
time-
name? Linton. Is
Yeah,
it
Linton.
Linton.
like that whole estate? I think is
I thought it was fine.
mostly fine.
Oh, really? Every time we were there, I was looking in the background and I was like, what the hell am I like? What the hell is going on in the frame? Because there's also like the the fucking fireplace made out of like hands, and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, who made like why?
Yeah, that
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 art.
was a little bit weird. I kind of forgot that I'm forgetting some details. I think maybe like the exteriors I liked more, but
No, I think the exteriors are great.
Also, it's so unfortunate that not to keep bouncing around. It's so unfortunate that the exteriors. My favorite moment in the movie was, and I was prepared. I was expecting to not like it, but also this is why I was like, oh, maybe the movie's fine, because it's in the trailer. Is when Heathcliff rides away, like runs
Yep.
away, and the whole sky is like this blood orange.
Mhm.
yeah,
That
Yeah,
looks
it's beautiful.
crazy. It's insane. It
yeah.
looks fucking insane. And I was like, oh my, like, what a
Yeah.
strong visual decision to make. And I don't know. I wish there was like more like insane stuff like that in the movie. There's
Yep.
not. Because all
There's
the
a
insane stuff really happens like just with the production design.
there's I like there's sometimes they do like these kind of aerial shots inside the house. There's like a very specific shot that reminded me of like the Arbogast murder in Psycho. Just the kind of those top down like in looking inside the dollhouse kind of shots that I enjoyed.
Mhm.
That made me, I don't know, there's stuff like that that kind of made me think um not think better of the film that much, but I do think overall it's my it on technicalities,
Your
it's my
favorite?
favorite of the three.
Okay.
Not that I think it's a good movie, but
Same.
I do think it's the best one.
I don't know. There's some because
I think it's like I think it's like
Yeah.
the most harmless one, kind of.
Where
yeah.
it's just I think
You
there's just
know,
more
it's like the
stuff.
one that annoys me the least.
That's exactly. I just think there's more like stuff that bothers me in the other two,
I don't know. We're watching Wuthering Heights, right? And I'm like,
but
oh, this is like a normal bad movie. And then it cuts to a shot of her fucking dead dad in front of like a mountain of bottles. And I'm like, no, this is actually a really
that
this
is a
really
ridiculous
bad movie.
shot.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's I know there's stuff like that that's very interesting and like a bizarre like I want to understand the thought process here because there's stuff like the movie kind of has this rhythm in pace and tone, and then you will cut to a shot like that that is so excessive and in your face, that I just kind of leave it very like not just kind of confused. The whole movie to me like I was trying to ride the wave and understand it, and I think also without having too much knowledge of the book, I'm taking in the narrative for the first time, and I'm taking in the story, and I'm trying to understand the themes and of the text. And I think the farther it goes on, I get more confused and more unsure of what the themes there are and what is being said. And I think the movie really ends leaving me cold and confused, mostly in a way that I started reading more about, the actual book and becoming interested in that stuff. And the more I read about that, the more kind of cold that this film felt to me in a way
It's
that I was just really I'm just still confused on really what she's trying to do.
yeah, I don't know. Because as an
Yeah.
adaptation, it's not it's more like a reimagining of what
Yeah,
happened.
it's like not even an adaptation.
Yeah,
Well,
because it's
she talks about it as a response to the text, and I don't know what she's responding like and saying. I don't know.
I guess like because the book on a really high level, because I'm not super familiar with the text either, my understanding is that the book is like really more about hate than it is about love, right? It's more about like how like the toxic side of this and how like and how it's like really negative. And I think maybe if it's her response to this, it's her like kind of rejecting the themes of hate and like being like, no, we're gonna turn this into Romeo and Juliet, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Also, she could have just like made Romeo and Juliet. Is that crazy? Like it's like she could have just like
Right.
plenty of people have already done it, and it makes more it as like an adaptation. It kind of makes more sense for her to have just done Romeo and Juliet than do
Sure.
this. Like, is that? I don't know
Well,
if that's
she
crazy to
could,
say, but it's like this is nothing like the book. Like, and again, I haven't read the book, but I've read enough about it and I know enough about what happens in the book to know that this is
I mean, it
really like not even
flattens
close
what
to an honest
happens
adaptation.
to where it's actually so like the way that Catherine dies in the book. My
It's
understanding is
halfway through the book.
yeah, what's happened. Well, granted,
Well,
but like
there's a
lots
whole-
of most of the adaptations only do the first half of the book because that's when like the
Sure.
Rome like the
Well, I was surprised to find out there are tons of these movies. There's tons of
tons-
Wuthering.
Yeah, there are-
Where it's
there are,
very
like, a number of them.
fascinating. There's a lot of them.
There's like
There's
a
a bunch that seem
50-part
very
Venezuelan
interesting.
television show.
Yeah,
adaptation.
I almost watched it, at least one of them before we did this, because there's a lot that actually seem interesting, and I think the
It's
text
like-
itself just seems very interesting.
Yeah, it's like Romeo and Juliet adjacent to how like influential it is.
Yeah, but also is the consensus not that like nobody can really do nobody's even really gotten close to doing the book justice? I feel like there's not like an adaptation that people
I don't know if like book wise, but I know there are
No, that's
adaptations that
not
people really love. People
There are
really
adaptations that, but like in terms of like capturing the full scope and all of the really complex themes of the book, I don't think none of the adaptations have even
Sure.
attempted to, because
Sure.
it's complicated because you're reading the book too, and like they kind of like Heathcliff's ethnicity is like really ambiguous in the book, like really intentionally ambiguous in the book. And obviously when you make a movie, it becomes more difficult to make somebody's ethnicity ambiguous because you know so much about the actual actor.
Yeah, I also this is like kind of similar to that topic, but I was like interested in how like how like Nellie plays a role in the movie and like Hong Chow plays a role in the movie, and
Yeah.
also just like this idea of like how the servants are treated, which I imagine like and again I haven't read the book, but I'm just like assuming that in the book there are like a lot more nuances with like how their stories are told and like what their role is in the story, and like in the movie they're just
Nellie
kind of
is
like
one of the
like
two narrators of
yes,
Wuthering Heights.
yeah, and so you're like supposed I'm assuming you're supposed to like sympathize with her a little bit more when you're reading the book because like of how the characters treat her, and like in the movie she's just like I don't know. And again, maybe this is just because of the responses of like people around me, but it's like everybody in my theater was just like hating her and like villainizing her, and I was just like,
Really?
you know, I don't know, like it's like she's like a servant, and like
Yeah.
like you're supposed to I feel like you're supposed to kind of understand like why she acts the way she does, but in the theater everybody just wanted to like throw popcorn at her, and I was like, I feel like this is just like completely not in line with like what is supposed to be like how this is supposed to be interpreted. But I don't know, that was just like my assumption was that there are just like nuances in the book that are just like completely not even like attempted in the movie.
Yeah, no, obviously.
Because of like how she changes the story, but I don't know.
I mean, entire characters are combined. Like
yes, and like not in the movie.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah.
But while watching this movie, I thought that Nellie, the whole movie should have been about Nellie, because Nellie's the only character with any like real serious interiority in this movie. Like she's the only one with like some really complex stuff going on in her head, it feels like.
Yeah.
Everybody else seems like be really simple.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean I agreed. And I was thinking that, but then like the crowd in the theater with me was just like hated her so much, and I was like, I feel like that's not supposed to be how you guys react to this, but I know that you're just here because it's like a, you know, it's like a horny like you're here for like a fun time and like you're meant to hate her, but I'm just like that's like the most interesting part of the story, and so it kind of sucks that the movie is what it is, but whatever, I guess. I also wanted to mention Alison Oliver, I guess, because
I think she's
been
great,
talked
but
about for a
I'm
lot.
confused about the character and the
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on, to be honest.
I think she does a good job with what she's given, and I like her as an actress, but I just don't I don't really know what Emerald's doing there.
Yeah,
I actually really don't know what she's saying. I do believe like she's saying something with her character. I'm just not. I wasn't really tuned into what it was. Is it like positive about women's sexuality? Because like her character seemed pretty like open to just being like Heathcliff's like not like sexual slave, but like, you know, like an object.
not that either.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know what I mean? And
it's
I don't know what she's trying to get at the bottom of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I just like I don't know. It's like
Yeah, I don't know.
confusing.
I think that's a big part of it. I just it's just a little. It's very muddy, and I don't think it's very successful at really saying much, or which is just it's just weird because she tends to do this thing where she really puts herself in a position where she's really forced to say a lot of stuff, and she's really forced to make these kind of bigger statements where she really doesn't seem interested in doing so. But she's interested in portraying the visual kind of content that often comes with a message or some meaning behind them. But I don't know. I think Elordi is interesting in a way of like I find him always very interesting in the way that he uses his body from Priscilla to Frankenstein. But I felt there was maybe too much Frankenstein and in this, and I felt felt it was a muddy kind of I don't know what he's doing. I just think the direction was on muddy on his point because I think he's so physically kind of imposing.
Yeah, he's only 6'5", which is very tall, but like he might as well be
but
8 feet tall.
he always uses it to his advantage. Especially I mean I guess early on too, like when he's got kind of got it long hair and stuff, but it's like when you said when he comes back, I don't know. It's very I don't think they work together, but I don't think again I think it's the trends the message is so muddy that it's hard to really read what they're doing.
Yeah. I was kind of laughing at how tall he was in the one scene because when it's him and Allison Oliver and he
Right.
like bends
He
down
looks
and like
ridiculous.
holds on them for a while and like his neck is just like extended
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah,
just like
that's what I
looking
mean
at
when
the
I say
side of
it's
his
like,
neck and I was like, this is pretty funny.
He might as well be 8 feet tall. Yeah.
But I think in that case it makes more sense because you're not supposed to kind of that's supposed to be kind of an uncomfortable, at least in theory, it's supposed to be an uncomfortable
Sure, yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
So him
Right.
kind of being very kind of, monsterly in that way makes sense, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm happy we managed to drag a whole conversation out of this movie because the other thing that I was gonna say that's like really kind of the disappointing thing to me is like obviously we started this conversation by me saying that I wanted to like the movie. If
Right.
I was going to dislike it, I kind of would have preferred that I dislike it in the way that I disliked Saltburn, where we had like so much to say. And honestly, like I just thought this movie was really fucking boring. Like I don't even really know that a lot of this is worth talking
Agreed.
about. Like that was my main takeaway. I was like, this isn't even like bad in a way that's exciting for the podcast, you know? Like it's just kind of bad in a way where it's like bad. Like,
Yeah, there's not like a really obvious political place to take it. Not, I honestly, even if we wanted to really dig into like the racial politics of it, I don't think there's really obvious like interesting takes to have about that because the movie goes out of its way to kind of be to not see race, I guess, for lack of a better term.
In a way that is kind of problematic in a weird way where they're kind of like
that's kind of what I was referring
they
to.
kind of just swap half the cat where they're like these guys can be of color and these guys aren't, in like a weird like the choices you make have connotations, and it's very odd to make Linton a person of color. I feel I don't know.
It's interesting because like Linton is Pakistani, which is kind of like what like in the book is like the kind of the part of the world or like the kind of ethnicity that Heathcliff might have had. Or like that Bronte was like thinking about Heathcliff having. So it's interesting.
But it's just weird. I think it is weird and kind of I'm just odd for her to make like the character that you're like not supposed to find very attractive and not want to be the romantic thing, the person of color, and then make like and then it's just bizarre to be like because when we're talking about like okay, the main character is probably like everyone's like, hey, this guy probably should be a person of color, and that's like the person that you're supposed to kind of at least at times be the kind of person of attraction, and then the person that you're supposed to dislike was white originally. Now you're making him. It's weird to swap those. I do, and it comes off very like, oh, we're just gonna like be very like race blind, but it does not work. It can't just be. You can't just kind of be like blind in that way.
Yeah, and it does.
I'm talking about Hong Chau's character.
I was gonna say the Hong Chau
Like,
character. It seems like the movie almost seems like
like-
it's gonna like that's gonna be part of the movie is Hong Chau being Asian, right? Or like her
Right.
not being white is gonna be like a thematic part of the. And then it's not
Yes.
really.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
weird
kinda
to
what
be
I was
like
referring to, where I'm
we
like, I
dislike
feel
the
like
people
it
of color
would.
in this movie. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like what are we doing there? I don't know. Because it is so like black and white of being like these people are the white characters and these people are the people of color and we don't like these guys.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
don't
just
know.
interesting of like, okay, but yeah, I don't know.
I guess.
With the exception
But my
of her
thing is
father,
my
I
thing is
guess.
like I don't think Linton is a
True.
dislikable character in the movie. That's the only
No,
reason
yeah.
I'm kind of like bouncing like not with you 100%.
I don't think so
yeah.
either. But I don't think so. But I do understand where Owen's coming from, because it's like this is less of a movie about the story and more of a movie about the sex in the movie. You know what I mean?
maybe
And so
not
it's not even about him
dislikable
being unlikable as a character. It's that like Jacob Elordi in this movie is like
The
an
sex
object.
symbol, and Linton is
Yeah,
not.
like a sex
Right,
symbol.
but
And,
it's like-
and that character is purposefully made to like be ugly in comparison,
right.
even though
Where it's like-
I've seen the guy elsewhere. He's a hot
No,
guy.
not a non-attractive person, but the way that the movie
Like,
interacts with
frames
that
it,
character,
yeah,
like
and, like,
Margot
makes the
Robbie
audience react
is
to
having
it,
sex
yeah.
with him, and clearly is like thinking about Jacob Elordi, and you're not supposed to be like, oh, this is the guy she should end up with. This guy is like much like I don't know. It's
Right.
it's very much like this guy he's a rich asshole that we want the other guy, right? I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
it's a
And
choice.
part of
It's
that
just
is
a
also
choice.
just like the love story in theory is like obviously she's like ends up with the guy,
Right.
but but then again it goes back to like what you're saying about the casting, which is that it's weird that then Heathcliff is white as a
Right.
result of like
Right.
that being the story. Yeah, it's strange. It's weird. I mean, I think everybody kind of even agreed before the movie that that's where the controversy stemmed from was him being white, and everybody kind of agreed that it was a weird choice, and now in practice
People keep saying that
it is.
it's most out of because we said like there's so many adaptations. Most
Yeah.
adaptations of Wuthering Heights,
He's
Heathcliff
white.
is just the same ethnicity as everybody else.
Yeah, I guess the
Um,
only difference is that like we're living in the now, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Where, like you would think
exactly,
that
yeah.
people would. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's tough. Yeah, I don't know. And the movie's bad. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
have anything else to say. Otherwise, we've got plenty of news to talk about. But any
Well, I think
other Wuthering Heights thoughts?
overall, there's something that Emerald Fennell keeps doing, and it's very like I don't even the movie
She's a
is
rage
kind of
baiter, bro.
well that it's very like the way that these things are advertised or promoted, and it's very like this is gonna be like the craziest shit ever, and then people like you say, Kevin, like treat it like it is, but the movie is so like there's not that like nudity is the end all be all, but like there's no nudity in this movie. It's
Yeah,
not
it's so
there's nothing
tame.
crazy about this movie. It's so like it's like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. It's very interesting. And I think there's something about the kind of current culture and state of cinema and stuff like that, where this is like considered like very provocative.
This is another I think touchstone in our contemporary culture of everybody is sexy but nobody's having sex, right?
Exactly. Yep.
I think this
Yeah.
kind of plays into that cultural moment a little bit.
In terms of the lack of chemistry and the performances and
Mhm.
the just not very sexy sex scenes and so all that, and it's like, oh, this is so crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's big. It's a lot of money thrown at the wall. It's quite but it's boring and tame.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be profitable, and
And Emerald Fennell's gonna make another
Emerald
movie.
Fennell's gonna make
She's coming for
400 more.
she's coming for your
after
favorite
this.
book.
Yeah, well, naturally the next step would be to just do Romeo and Juliet, I guess. But I don't know if that's like really where.
She's gonna make like a Lady
Heard.
Macbeth movie.
Yeah, no, I don't know if she's. I wonder if like my prediction would not be that she makes like another period piece. My prediction would be that it's like more.
She makes a Star Wars movie.
Okay, not at all what I would have thought, but I don't know. I mean, like Promising Young Woman's a modern movie, like
Yeah, and I
Saltburn
don't know. I think
also-
her sensibilities make more sense not modern, just because she likes to do these very like elegant, like not.
Yeah.
There's like some
She
like
likes opulence. Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know because I think, but because I don't know.
But
She
it's hard to
likes
like
that kind
predict
of,
what her
like-
next move would be
She's
because
gonna
that
do,
would
a
like
remake of The Leopard.
I don't know. No, I think it is hard because it's like
because like that would imply that we like understand her.
no,
Like,
right. But it feels like
she's
it's like she doesn't have. It's like I feel like she's someone who like is gonna run out of ideas.
You know what would be great for her?
she's someone who
Actually,
already ran out of
you
ideas.
know what would be amazing and also super rage baiting
What?
if she did a Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, don't even.
She did a Pride and Prejudice movie.
Don't
Wouldn't that be
even.
that would make also $1 billion?
Aren't they? Isn't there one coming out this year?
There's so many. I don't know.
I feel like they're doing one, right?
There
Or
was
no?
one
Well,
recently,
that's
though.
I'm getting confused with something.
no, they're
else.
doing Sense and Sensibility.
Right. That's my bad.
Yeah, with Daisy Edgar Jones, which like that's a little bit more. That's
Right.
also like a movie made by not Emerald.
No, I'm not.
Like that movie will
I just-
probably just be a fine period piece,
Right,
you know.
right.
Like
No,
that'll just be.
I
I'm
agree.
actually excited for that movie. Like
Mhm, mhm.
way more excited than I was for Wuthering Heights. So
Right.
we'll see. Anyway, we'll
Yeah.
wrap up there. We're gonna talk about some news, but first, as always, reminding everybody to share some feedback if you like listening to us talk about Wuthering Heights. You can like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. You could rate the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you could follow us at all of the links in the description. I would stress to follow us on Twitter because that is where we posted that we did not have an episode last week. So if you weren't aware, Twitter would be the place to get updates. News. We've got plenty because I kind of combined 2 weeks worth of news here. I tried to just do the biggest stories. I guess a decent place to start would be by talking about M. Night Shyamalan's Remain getting pushed back to February of 2027.
It's a year. From
Hence
now.
ruining my draft from a couple weeks ago. But that's really the only story here. I mean, it's just a couple months. Like we'll be fine.
It's a decent amount of time.
It's like 5 months.
October to February is not like.
That's 4
Ah,
months.
Yeah, but that's fine.
That's a third of the year.
Okay, that's like. I don't know.
It's a bigger swing than
plenty
a
happens
normal-
during that time of the year. You know
Like,
what I mean? Like
It's not
we'll be
like
busy
a
anyway.
whole year,
We'll
but
be-
it's bigger than like a normal pushback.
yes, sure, yeah.
But clearly, like I don't know.
I don't know. Hopefully, it's because of they're confident about it though, and not like we need to find a better slot for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
But originally, when you were implying confidence, you were talking about it like releasing for Valentine's Day, right? But it's
Yeah,
getting
that's-
released on February 5th, not on Valentine's Day weekend. So
Yeah, but I was thinking like I don't know. 'Cause that's what I was saying to you guys. Like they're kind of slotting it in for Valentine's Day, but it's like it's basically like the week before Valentine's Day though. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like
so now it's just like a regular February release. But
no, but like it's still a romantic movie with an attractive male lead.
sure.
So like it could do still
Yeah.
like things.
Well, I wonder like
do we know
it-
what else is coming out on
the
Valentine's
first
Day? of
week is
next year? Like, is there-
popular word of mouth. Oh, let's go see that for Valentine's Day type of thing.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's like a big movie coming out on Valentine's Day next year that we're not thinking of that it would be competing with, but I don't know if there is.
Probably a Colleen
Um,
Hoover movie that has yet to be announced.
You know what?
Let's
You
see,
might
Colin.
you might be on the
In
money. Honestly, you might
ordinary,
be correct.
Look at us
They
now in the
they played the-
ordinary.
Yeah, they played that trailer before Wuthering Heights. I'm very excited for that one. I've been enjoying all the Colleen Hoover adaptations. But that one is directed by somebody who directed a rom-com that I really like. So not that it matters at all because it's literally like a Netflix movie and I have no idea if she could actually direct a movie, but
The movie looks awful.
I'll watch all
It's
the
not for
Colleen
me, though,
Hoover
so who's to say?
adaptations. I'll watch all of them. They're a good time at the movies. Austin Butler is set to star in a movie about the infamous cyclist Lance Armstrong from director Edward Berger.
Oh, what the fuck? What the? Whoa.
Wait, you didn't know about this?
No, I
You
didn't
didn't know about this?
Edward Berger
The
Lance
funniest guy in the whole
Armstrong
movie.
with Austin Butler playing him.
Has Edward Berger made a more contemporary, like modern set film?
What was the last thing he did? What was that?
1917.
Uh,
Not
no,
1917. No.
1970. No, what?
The war movie.
No, he did.
No,
Dude,
no,
he's
I'm
done
not-
2 movies since the war movie.
He did Conclave.
Well, he made Conclave and
was-
Ballad of a Small Player.
No, when was that set? 'Cause I didn't see
Conclave
that.
is pretty modern.
No, Ballad of a Small Player.
That Conclave was modern. Ballad of a Small Player, I think, is also modern, but none of us have seen it.
Right, I haven't seen any of his.
My
movies.
understanding
I
is
was gonna
nobody
watch
saw
it.
Ballad of a Small Player.
Yeah, my understanding was he was
Small
over.
Player.
He was done.
Year. Okay, never mind. I'm trying to fucking Google when this movie takes place, and they're just not answering the question. It's fine. I think Ballad of a Small Player is modern.
Well, yeah, he's like a gamma. Anyways, Lance Armstrong. That's, I don't know. Interesting. Austin
Yeah,
Butler is
yeah.
a weird
Technically,
casting.
Lance Armstrong movie is like
It's a
turning
period
back the
piece.
clock instead of
Yeah,
being
yeah,
modern.
yeah.
Yeah, technically it's a period piece, right?
No, it is technically a period piece, obviously, because it takes place it's gonna take place like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Longer than
But-
that, maybe 30 years ago. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Can't
Can't
wait.
wait.
Maybe this will be the
wait.
one that gets me.
Some exciting. What's a good movie about biking? Or like cycling? Are there any movies with good cycling scenes? in
Yeah,
them?
what's that movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt is like a cyclist?
Don John.
No,
It's not Don.
no.
That's about him having a porn addiction.
It's about him having a porn addiction.
Same thing. Same
And then
thing.
and then Scarlett Johansson is like, you need to change for me. And then he breaks up with her, and at the end of the movie, he's like, I need to change for myself, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
That actually you summarized it great. I have no idea what movie you're talking about. Where he's a cyclist.
I don't think this is
Yeah,
the
He
he's
movie.
like
did the
delivery
walk where he walks the
Yes,
tightrope.
Robert Zemeckis. It's a great movie. As he does like Asian face, or something. That's a good movie though. It's
Premium Rush.
Premium Rush. He's like a cyclist. in that,
Oh,
right?
David Kep directed this.
Yeah.
Oh my, David.
Huh.
David had a movie come out like last week.
He's got he's always working though. He's
One
Lovely
of the
chap.
best.
yeah.
He's one of those guys that's just not going to exist anymore once he retires.
Well,
Oh yeah, Cold
he-
Storage just came out this week,
that-
huh?
Yeah,
He did Cold Storage,
Cold-
and then he's
yeah.
obviously got
Joe Keery.
Disclosure Day later this year.
Wow.
Yeah, Premium Rush. I literally have never heard of this. Interesting.
Lock in, guys. Come on.
Have you seen it, Doug?
No. What do you mean?
Right.
So I guess there are movies about cyclists, though. Doug answered.
Oh, of course.
I mean, of course there are. It's just like
Of course.
Anyway, the new Nancy Meyers movie has been greenlit with Penelope Cruz, Kieran Culkin, Jude Law, Emma Mackey, and Owen Wilson starring.
Yeah, swag. Do we have a budget, or do we have an idea of what the
I
budget's going to be?
think it's
100
gonna
billion.
be big, and I was
Because
like,
that's the big thing, where Nancy Meyers, she does rom-coms, but they're all like huge budgets.
Yeah, she wastes
yes,
money.
and I think this one is like a Hollywood set one, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that's confirmed, but I'm pretty sure there was like a rumor that it's like it's like a Hollywood set story, like involving like
Nancy Meyers
people
is
who
low
work
key
on
like the
like a film.
woman David Fincher.
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good. What's the last movie? She hasn't made a movie in a while, right?
She
Yeah.
did the intern. Was that the last one?
Oh,
was
I
like a
love
technical-
that.
Not a very good movie, but that was a long ass time ago.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the last one, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, she has-
The
she didn't.
intern, and then she did no, just the intern, yeah. And then now this one coming out in 2027.
Have you guys seen The Intern?
No, but
It's
I
bad.
should. I should watch it.
It's not very good.
Yeah, I mean the cast is
Good.
great. I'm excited.
Right.
Isabel Merced to star in Paul W.S. Anderson's film adaptation of The House of the Dead.
House of the Dead is such a funny video game to get multiple
Yeah.
film adaptation attempts. Cool. Awesome. I mean, Paul Wes Anderson.
Paul W.S. Anderson. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is great.
This is great. Because here's the thing. He's old. Like, he's really old. Like, he's almost 70. So it's like no, like not like he's really like he's almost 70. So it's like any day now he could just like retire.
He
And
just turned
you know what I
60,
mean?
dude.
Yeah, he's almost
Any
that's
day he could
almost
just croak,
that's
bro.
almost 70.
You skipped like a whole decade.
He's pushing
He's
70.
literally
bro.
60.
He's pushing 70. So but like, he's at the age for like a career Hollywood guy that makes like
Yeah.
these kind of movies that need to make money. Whereas like he could just retire any day now.
He's at the age where like, he could stop playing video games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's
Um,
like, grow up.
So it's very exciting that he gets to make another movie after In the Lost Lands, which is really good. That we all saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
I
liked.
mean, I think he does really well in China. I think that's why he's still alive.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if In the Lost Lands did well in China, but very famously, Monster Hunter was like a massive hit in China.
Yeah. My guy is back. Our guy is back? Question mark. Daniel Kaluuya will star in sci-fi thriller Hotel, 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 Hotel. Four hotels
Really
at
great
A24,
title
directed
there.
by Together director Michael Shanks.
Michael Shanks. What happened?
Oh,
with Daniel
love
Kaluuya?
Michael Shanks.
Like, is he okay?
There's
In his,
like
like,
cult
personal
stuff
life,
or
or,
whatever.
like-
Yeah, I don't know. He like dated someone and then he was in a cult and then he stopped and then they fired
Shit-
his like agent and
shit
his manager
happens,
and
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, because that's
and
my
now he's
understanding is
back.
like there was a like very tumultuous personal life that ended up to him taking a break.
Yes, but now he's back. And you know, I didn't even really care that much for Together, but like I'm just game for him being back in movies again. So if this is just kind of like, you know, if this is just him coming back from injury, like needs to warm up a little bit, and then he'll get into the real projects again. You know, I mean that.
Unbelievable, like truly unbelievable performer. Like with the right material, like soars so.
With the right material, he's like the best actor in the world. He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, it reminded me, this is like a weird way to measure it, but just like seeing how much his announcement in this movie, like how much traction it got on Twitter and like that post, like getting so many thousands of likes and like so much interaction. I'm just like, man, people really love this guy. Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, cause it's like, I love him obviously, but then you remember like, it's like, this dude is a real, like,
there aren't very many black movie stars. And I'm not saying like he's like a movie star, but like, you know what I mean? In terms of
his generation, he kind of, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, if he was just putting out the same amount of movies as like a Timothy Chalamet, you know, like, it's like, would he be much less famous? Like, not really. I mean, I don't think he'd be as famous as Timothy Chalamet, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, he is like in that same group of actors with Timothy Chalamet or Austin Butler or whoever. Like, he's just as popular as those people, except he just hasn't been in a fucking movie in 4 years now or something. But yeah, happy to see him back. That's exciting stuff. Hopefully the movie's good. Speaking of people making comebacks, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz will officially return for a new installment of The Mummy, releasing in 2028.
Right. Naturally, this was going to happen.
Yeah, that's been just kind of like talked about for a while, and now it's
talked about for a while. I thought it wasn't going to happen just because of Brendan Fraser's like health. Like he looks so different. He looks so different now. You know what I mean? And he's not doing like
action movies.
Action movies or like that kind of genre. So I assumed that it's not even something he would be interested in doing because it's like a different part of his life now. This is terrible news.
No, but he clearly like has big, you know, I've seen him do like they'll do like brackets where he's like has to like fight his own movies, and he's very clearly like still holds a lot of love in his heart from the Mummy franchise.
I mean, the Mummy's a great movie. Yeah.
So I understand why he's doing it. But
yeah, we're also getting Lee Cronin's The Mummy this year,
which is interesting because that's coming on now. In this movie, what did you say they were date? Because it's a few years.
2028.
Yeah, it's quite a. I mean, I guess that's.
There's gonna be so many movies
coming
called The Mummy
fast
when it's all said and done.
Oh man, there are a million mummies. There are so many mummies.
You just created a million mummy.
Did you hear about the rumor that? Because this is like the Lee Cronin one's an Atomic Monsters production. The rumor that there was a test screening that James Wan, like a studio test, like in studio test screening for studio people that James Wan fell asleep during.
I think I did hear that.
James Wan produced on it.
Do they do studio test screenings for not studio people?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like test screenings for like audience members. They do.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
you said
Like Randy's.
never mind.
No,
Never mind.
Yeah. I was just saying like it was for like people like like producers and stuff. Not
right.
like
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And he fell asleep during it.
There's a rumor, like a rumor that they did that, and
Yeah,
James
but
Wan.
The trailer looks like
there was a trailer.
Yeah, it's been playing in theaters for like a while.
Wait, really?
It's played in my theater like a bunch of times. It's like more of like a teaser trailer than like a full trailer. But it looks like it's got at least too many jump scares for me to fall asleep during. There's like a lot happening. There's like you're watching.
I've never seen this. I've never seen this.
It's been out for like a couple weeks now, I think.
Wow,
like,
it's been out for a month.
Yeah, like a month. Yeah, it's been playing in my theater the last like 3 weeks I've gone. Yeah, it's
what
you must
Katie Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Yeah,
this looks bad. This
now
looks
seen
bad, bro.
It does look bad, but listen.
No wonder why James Wan fell asleep.
Ariella Barrere has joined the cast of Sean Durkin's Deep Cuts, replacing Odessa Zion after she dropped out.
Yes.
Ariella Barrere is in what is the movie that I really like? How to Blow Up a Pipeline.
She has a familiar face though. Yeah.
She's in How to Blow Up a Pipeline. And I liked her a lot in that movie. And I'm sure she'll be good in this. I'm excited for this movie. Because Sean Durkin's cool to me, so I'm interested. Our last piece of news, we got new Beatles casting additions. Harry Lottie joining the Beatles. Morfydd Clark, Lucy Boynton, and Farhan Akhtar are all joining the cast of the Beatles movie.
Are we excited for this?
For this in general?
Yeah.
Well, Harry Lottie's casting is interesting because he's the guy who left Industry, and so I've been very curious to see what he does after leaving the cast of Industry, especially because like it would have to be for a good reason, and I guess being the fifth Beatle is a good reason. I don't know. Like it's like
people are like abandoning huge projects to work on this movie, on these movies.
Yeah, which is like I don't know. Well, it's like obviously he left Industry for other stuff too, but that like his role in Industry is such a like, and you guys don't watch the show, but like he's so terrific in that show, and I get that like obviously you want to use TV as a springboard to get into movies, and in the bigger picture it is just gonna have like make sense for him to have left the show, but I just like I wonder if like I
think
wouldn't
this is
have
worth it. I think this
yeah
is worth it, probably.
I guess
I think like if you're just any kind of significant like role in these series of movies, like it'll be worth. I think it's gonna be so big, dude. It's gonna be. I think so many people are gonna see it. Not only are so many people gonna see it, but like these are gonna be the definitive Beatles movies, and the Beatles are always going to be so famous that it's like I think that I feel like generations of people are gonna like be referencing these. So if you play like any kind of role in them, you're gonna be like, oh, that guy from, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I've been wondering a lot every time the trailer plays in theaters, like how much money the Michael movie is gonna make. And so I feel like that could be maybe a good gauge for like, because Michael Jackson is similarly like an artist who is just like always going to be famous, and like even young audiences are still going to go out and watch Michael probably because they like don't know, like they didn't grow up with him and like don't like they've heard his music but they don't know the story kind of thing. And old audiences are obviously also going to eat up a Michael Jackson biopic, so I feel like that could be a like good predictor for how successful the Beatles movies might be. It's like I don't know.
The difference is that Michael Jackson was okay. So Michael Jackson in his prime was like the most famous person ever or whatever, you know, like in the world, right?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson has had such a tumultuous like after career and like after death that most artists don't have, to where I don't know if his memory is as bright as a lot of people are just assuming it will be. So I don't know if the movie's gonna be a smash hit no matter what.
I don't know if that stuff's gonna matter.
I mean,
like a little bit.
Every time I watch the trailer, I'm like, this movie's gonna make $1 billion.
I don't know.
I think
it's impossible to predict.
It definitely hurts it more than it helps it, but it's like it's gonna be a hit no matter. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like to say like compare like I don't think the Beatles have honestly I don't think the Beatles have any baggage on like a box office sense. Like I think the Michael movie will, because also like the Michael movie has like is like like super sanitary, avoiding controversy, like had to do a bunch of
Yes.
reshoots, and is like not obviously like whatever. And then like Michael Jackson's real baggage, all of the Beatles real life baggage just like adds to the lore and like the intrigue about them as
Right.
as like figures in history. So I don't know.
I
don't
think
know.
the
Yeah.
Beatles thing is more like how is it going to be? How successful is the 4 movie thing? Like
Yeah, that's
affect
what I'm curious
everything?
about too, because it's like, are we just going to talk about the box office as like the total box office for the 4 movies
'Cause
combined, kind of? You know what
I
I mean?
think
Like
if it was like
4-movie
just a
event.
Beatle movie and a Michael Jackson movie, I think it's an easier kind of talking point. But the fact that I don't know the release, the way they were doing this is we just have to kind of wait and see. 'Cause
So
I don't know.
ambitious. It's ridiculous
Yeah.
how ambitious it is. It's like
I
so
just-
ambitious
I'm-
where it's like, man, you're just fucking stupid, right? Like
I think my other thing was just like, I'm thinking of the Michael movie as like a gauging like audience appetite for this kind of thing, because like the comparison would be Bohemian Rhapsody, which almost made $1 billion, except Bohemian Rhapsody came out like pre-COVID, and so to like now in like the post-COVID like people tired of biopics world, I feel like Michael is like a good way to measure like can this movie be as successful as Bohemian Rhapsody was like pre-COVID?
Right.
And if it is, like if the Michael movie makes $1 billion, then those Beatles movies I think are making a fuck ton of money. But if it's like, you know, if the Michael movie is like it makes like $200 million, I think that's a pretty bad sign for the Beatles
Oh yeah.
movies.
Oh yeah.
that's fair. Yeah.
You know,
Okay, I guess that's fair. That makes sense.
I don't know. That's just
So
how I
interesting.
like.
Are
That's
we
just how
going
I'm
to be
thinking about it.
are we going to be podcasting when the Beatles movies come out? Do you
When
think?
is that?
Like 2 years from now.
2028. Yeah.
Possibly.
Probably. That's like not even
Possibly.
that
Prob-
long.
2
it's not-
years, 2
that's the thing.
years.
It's like not
That's
that far.
closer. That's like closer to where we are right now than when we started the pod. If we go back to like, there's less time. There's less time between now and the Beatles movies releasing than there is between now and our first episode, I think. I don't know. So I'm sure we will be. The question is, are we gonna do
back to
the question is, are we gonna do 4 episodes on Beatles movies, or are we gonna wait until
Yes.
all 4 of them
You
are
gotta do 4
out?
episodes.
Well,
That's
don't they all
exactly-
4 come out during the same week?
No, they're like 2
No,
weeks
it's like-
apart, I think.
Yeah, it's like they do one.
Ooh.
Here you go.
So it's
Here
like,
you
is
go.
every other
Here you
week
go.
going to be a Beatles
Yes.
movie pod,
Mhm.
or are we just gonna do one big
month
Beatles
of
movie pod?
Beatles.
I think we have to do like 1 episode.
No.
This is the problem for us 2 years from now.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's more interesting.
something to start thinking about.
I think it's more interesting if you we're like, okay, we've seen this Beatle movie, and then we come
Like we
okay,
cover
now
like a
he's-
TV show.
What if
where
we
it's
just
like,
do
sort
this
of,
on this
like-
episode? Like what's like what you know?
Yeah.
we could do it as like a weekly or like a bi-weekly check-in. Like we could have like,
We have a
here's the
Beatles
movie that we're
segment.
covering. Here's the movie that we're covering, but then we
No,
also
that's-
mention like, you know, we also talk about like, and the new Beatles movie came out, and then we do that. But like we could have
No, because I think it'd be really funny if we're like, this one's kind of like. It's like it's like a 20-minute episode
we
of
have, like,
one
a
guy.
there's just like
2-hour
one that's
conversation.
way better than the other
We have a
ones.
2-hour
Yes,
conversation about
I know, I
each
am
Beatles
very-
movie.
I am very interested in like
I'm
if like
so
I'm like this
interested in
one's
it.
good, and like I don't care about this one. This
No,
one got
my thing is
sucked.
like I think it's probably not going to be very good because I think Sam Mendes is washed. But I will say
Right.
the amount of talents
No,
like
it's very
involved in this is
interesting.
insane. It's,
Yeah.
like so like it's like everybody like really wants to be a part of it. So
Yeah,
Everybody.
everybody
it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
What are they like called on
Oh, they're called
Letterboxd? Is it
Beatle
just, like,
One.
wait, no,
the
We're
Ringo
called
movie.
George.
like it just says like.
Yeah.
Why can't I find them when I look it up now? Did they get
They're
rid of
gone.
them?
They can't.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so it says like, so the names are like the Beatles :
Yeah.
the name of the Beatle.
Mm.
I see.
I don't know if those
So,
are final.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that's final.
Paul.
No, I just wanted to look at like who's, you know, I just wanted to look at like who's involved, like in the crew, because
Who's
obviously
the
there's a lot of talent
cinematographer? I forgot
in
his
front
name.
of the camera.
But he's like not
Greg
doing,
Fraser's doing.
Yeah, Greg Fraser. Greg Fraser like's not doing Dune 3 so that he
What?
could do these. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what I
so
mean, where it's like people are
funny,
putting
bro.
out like leaving big things to like just be a part of this.
No Raj? That's
The
crazy.
writers,
Raj,
the writers
he's
are interesting
retired.
too.
No Raj.
That's the thing. I think like is like proof that Raj is retired is that he's not doing this.
Right. That's crazy. No Mendes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Who
just
are the
looking
writers?
at-
Is it just Sam Mendes writing it?
No, that's so there's 3 people: Jez Butterworth, Peter Strawn, and Jack Thorne.
Who's just
And Jack Thorne is like
That's crazy.
Jack Thorne's like very successful writer, although he's written a lot of like but he's also written like a lot of like
right.
good stuff.
He's like
as
a
well.
career screenwriter.
He's most known for writing like the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child like stage and then he's done a bunch of like
Butterworth,
TV and,
man.
like,
Edge of Tomorrow.
he did Enola Holmes for Netflix. Like he's done like big stuff, but he did Adolescence, I think, the show. And then these other people are like, I guess, pretty big writers. I don't know.
Jez Butterworth is
Jez Butterworth did a James Bond movie.
Right,
But he did Spectre, so like I don't know if that's the one that you want to have written.
Yeah, that's a bad
Yeah,
one.
I don't know.
That's one of the bad
And
ones.
Peter Strawn did Conclave.
Okay. So like just like
which,
real
like,
like
the Conclave
career
screenplay is
Hollywood
really good.
screenwriters, like
Yeah.
like guys that were like wrote like really big productions.
Yeah. Also, like the 3 of them writing it together. You know, there's probably a crazy like
process. I want to
like
watch
the writing process for these
I want
movies
to watch
is
the
probably
documentary
nuts.
about the making of the Beatles movies.
Yeah, because writing this is probably crazy to have to like do. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what that's like. That must be like a crazy little
No, the
writer's room you
documentary,
got going on.
the documentary that's not going to exist about the making of this is probably way better than.
If they don't make a making of documentary, that would be a real failure on their part, I think.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't make one.
I don't know.
It's like
the problem with the making of documentaries, you have to think to do it.
Yeah, but it's like you're making a 4-part movie series like about the Beatles. There's no way not a single person has been like, hey, we should document this.
Oh, man, should have got Peter Jackson doing it.
No, literally should have gotten Peter Jackson doing it, bro.
Anyway,
There would be like a 8-hour documentary for each of the movies.
That's our last piece of news. We're gonna wrap up there. Next week, episode 154, we'll be talking about how to make a killing. So we'll see you later. Bye. That's a good thumbnail.